Welcome back, team. So in this video, we're going to be exploiting player psychology. We're going to be manipulating offline raiders, and they won't even know it. This is going to allow us to keep our forward operating bases and our little farm shacks like the one that you see here. Whenever I build these, I like to make them look a little noobish. You see how some of the walls are backwards, and it's like I had the hopes and dreams of finishing it out one day, but man, it just didn't happen. This will help keep the interest low for bases like this, first off. But generally speaking, it's a 2x1. It looks like a 2x1. Everybody knows that this is what 2x1s look like. There's some type of honeycomb thing going on over here, but it's a 2x1. So if a raider is going to come and raid this base, they're going to go through the doors. 2 sheet metal doors, and then they come in to this. Now, pause the video if you need to. I'm going to leave you here for a second. Something on the screen right now is going to prevent raiders from taking over this base, and it's going to prevent them from griefing it, putting new doors on. It's also going to prevent them from destroying the inside of the base. What is it? It's this. It's an open garage door. I know, unconventional, but hear me out. Player psychology is really, really important in Rust. I think to myself, if I raided this base, if I came to these 2 sheet metal doors, what would I think whenever I saw this? I came into this. I would think, jackpot, they left the garage door open, freaking idiots. And then I'd come in and take all their stuff. Take all their stuff and be thankful that they left the garage door open and it saved me some boom. Yeah, the TC's back there, but this is a 2x1. This is just a forward operating base. It doesn't matter. I'm out of here. See ya. Haha, suckers. They left the garage door open. Ha 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 ha. Go on Discord. Ha 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 ha. They left the garage door open. But, really, you have your supplies, your farm, your a few guns, and you have your valuable stuff like your scrap, your high quality, your crude, things like that in the TC. And then, whenever you log on the next day, sure, they might have blown the 2 doors, but guess what? You keep the base. You keep the base, it's still yours. They don't even destroy anything. They don't destroy the tier 2, they don't destroy your electrical, they don't destroy your barrels, your storage, your food. They leave it just like it is. And it's because of this garage door. The reason is, whenever raiders come in and they see something like this, they think they've hit the jackpot. They think they've slighted you, and it feels good to them. And they're not gonna think, I ought to spend 5 more rockets to blow and see what's in there. No, they're like, man, they left the garage door open. That's what they're focused on, and they're gonna leave. So you leave some scraps out here. You know, leave 5% of your loot. You know, maybe some tier 1 guns or something, some tools and everything, and they can have that. Let them have that, but have all of your good stuff back secured in this little vault here. So we know they're going to come through the doors. We know they're going to come through here. They're going to see the garage door open, and then they're going to take the stuff and leave. Now, think about this. If this garage door is closed, and yes, it's paramount that the garage door remains open, it's also paramount that you don't do this. That you don't just not have, that you make sure there's a wall frame there. You don't want to just not have a wall frame and have no door at all. You need to have the frame there, and you need to have a door on it. I know it's unconventional, but it's got to be open and it's got to be there, because that means that the base owner made a mistake and the raiders are taking you to the cleaners. But if it's closed, now they have incentive to rocket this, to splash it, or use Explo. You know, I could get in there and see what's in those boxes, and get the garage door because they're side by side. So 2 for 1. If it's open, nobody wants, and I mean nobody wants to blow a door that's open already. It just seems like a colossal waste. That's manipulating raiders. That's exploiting player psychology, and it works. And I can say it works because I've built this base a dozen times, maybe more, over the past year. No, it's more than that. It's more than a dozen times over the past year. And not once, not one single time have they blown the 2 doors and then went past the window. They don't do it. They just don't do it. If you build it like this, or use this tactic, it will work. You can even use this tactic in your bigger bases. In a 2x2, if you ever TC hidden away in like a pixel gap or something, leave the garage doors open. I know this isn't for everyone, And I know that some people are like, if I'm going to get raided, I want them to use as much boom as possible. Right, yeah, I get that mentality, but if you want to keep the base and you want to play tricks and be manipulative to offline raiders, think about stuff like this. If you leave the door, you have the airlock closed, but if you leave the doors open to your base, you're going to come back to a raided base that hasn't been destroyed and is still yours. So as long as you've saved your loot and put it out somewhere in a pixel gap or in the TC or in a stash somewhere, then you're going to be just fine. That's it for this one, guys. There's going to be another video next week about how you can use oil refineries to exploit raider psychology as well. Thanks for watching.